hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a largely off-racing 4v4 from Pro League. Holy smokes, a professional game of 4v4. I don't think I've ever cast a game like this before. Maybe a 4v4 like on BGH with some pro players and some players that can hang with them. But wow, what a lineup we have for you today from RJB. So left side of this map is Garden of A, maybe Garden of Ire, but it's not Garden of Ire, the map, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe RJB can clarify in the comments. Team left side is going to be an orange Zerg player. It's Stork, off-racing from his Protoss. We've got a blue Protoss player, Mong, who is off-racing from his Terran. We've got a purple Protoss, 156156, who is Shinee, off-racing from his Terran. And finally, a white Terran player, Barracks, who's just playing his Terran. On the right side, it's a white Protoss. Oh my gosh, white? That's yellow. I know my colors. It's a yellow Protoss player, Maytube, otherwise known as Effort. It's a very well-known Smurf name for him. A brown Zerg player whose name is Shinee. He's off racing here. Oh, nope, sorry. This is 4D. Sorry, this is Tyson. Tyson is playing as the Zerg here, off racing from his Protoss. We've got a red Terran player, ggaemo. He's usually a Zerg. And then down here it is Tyoltube, who is YSC, who mains as Protoss. So everyone here, most everyone here is going to be off racing on some level. It's going to be a 4v4 on a giant map. Look at this. This is me zoomed out as far as I can go, and I'm barely reaching halfway across the map. That is how big this thing is. So you spawn up at the top right here. Got one expansion to kind of duke it out for. A double gas expansion with not that many minerals, mind you. Got to keep that in mind if you want to take that one. And then expanding down the right side. And then we've got expansions high ground, expansions low ground. I think everything's accessible. Yeah, nothing is high ground that you have to drop on or anything for an expansion. This is accessible. You can do 2 players or double expand down here for gas, and a ton of minerals down here as well. And then it's just mirrored on the other side. So not a million places to expand, but we got 2,000 minerals, well, 2250 minerals on these mineral patches. Not the 1,500 lore count that we get on some maps that have team situations. Like Hunters, for example. Or at least the version that I like my players to play on Sunday during the Sunday stream. So, my goodness, hit that like button if you're excited for this one. It's going to be absolute chaos. I believe what we got here. Can I red versus blue this? I can. That's pretty good. RJB just repeated more than once. This is just pure chaos. That's all it is. It's going to be really hard to follow from a casting perspective. I'm going to do my very best with it. I'm going to try to keep my eyes just glued to that mini map so I can see stuff like, hey, there's a single Zergling here from Tyson. And he's trying to get rid of this scouting probe from Mong. We're really going to have a hard time with that until speed is out. We know how that works. Okay, so we gave the expansion to the Zerg player. The one that's really easy to take. I guess this one's pretty easy too. So we gave that one to Mong so he could expand. On the other side, though, that's weird. An assimilator being taken here, but no Nexus from Effort. That's... Are you going to long distance mine from... What is the play here? That's very strange. Look at these probes spazzing out just for our entertainment. Ah, there we go. Bunch of lings here. Tyson is like, I hate it when this happens to me as a Protoss. I'm going to get in here and kill as many of these probes as I can. And Mong's like, this is tough. This is a bunch of early slow lings out here. And, oh, there's a Marine in the mix here from ggaemo too. Just kind of hanging out, having a good old time. Oh, full surround on that Dragoon. Shinee was just trying to help, man. Oh my gosh. Is there going to be enough? Yeah, we can clean these lings up, but a lot of workers died. Mong is down to 17 workers, which doesn't put him in last place, but he's behind a bunch of other players with 20 or 23 workers or more. A +1 Corsair arrow weapon is on the way here from Shinee. Good. He's going to go Overlord hunting is my only guess with that, as there is Zerg on the other side of the map here with Stork, who already has a lair and is working on a spire off of this 2 base, but that second gas is not super early. Are we still linging? Yeah. Tyson's like, I got lings. Let's go. Valkyrie's in production too. from YSC, our teal Terran player. Yeah, this is just going to get more chaotic from here. And that minimap is tiny. Those dots are small, but we're going to do our very, very best to catch stuff like this Ling pressure. That Tyson invested a bunch into, did okay with. I'm not going to say that was not worth it. ggaemo showing up with some vultures. Going to be pretty good against Marines and against Zealots. Are we just not killing this Zealot? Okay, where are we going? We're trying to kill drones. Very specific job here to kill drones, but guess who already has mutas out? Ah, that's right, Stork does. So good luck with that. Ooh, catching some transferring probes is nice. 1 kill apiece, 2 kills on that one. Ah, another one. Okay, yeah. My gosh, vultures with speed. Not bad. Killing some drones, killing some probes, killing some transferring probes. Why is there an overmind cocoon down here? I don't know. And, oh! Yeah, the mutas are attacking this second base of Mongs. So the Corsairs come out, but then there are Corsairs on the other side from Shinee. So, my gosh. Corsair battles ahoy. Wow. These are Efforts Corsairs. Scourge. Ah, Valkyrie's in the mix here too. And now the Muta, maybe the time the Mutalisk is over for team left side. That is tough. These mutas are fleeing from homes that are not their own. But hey, maybe this is a huge map, right? So maybe the Corsairs aren't in a position to stop us from killing a couple of these guys here. Enemy Corsair. Ah, taking some cannon shots there too from Shinee. Valkyrie versus Corsair. Ah, eating. Oh, got saved. Took 1 Scourge hit. Didn't take a second one. Very important. On the other side, Barracks has got his vultures running around. Does he have spider mines yet? He does have the spider mine upgrade. This is crazy. No Scourge connections there. Effort's like, ah ha ha ha. Now you know how it feels. Oh no. Oh my gosh, no. Stork knows how it feels. I think that's fair to say. When you try to take down a bunch of Corsairs with Scourge and all the Scourge evaporate and none of the Corsairs take a hit at all, they're like, we can burn down a barracks in a decent amount of time. I don't see why not. Muta harass here from Stork. They do get a siege tank. There's not a lot of mutas here, though. Goodness gracious. All right, so finally some Goliaths are out, and these Corsairs can't just park up here. Yeah, Tyson's got his mutas in the mix, working together, obviously, with Efforts, because they are on the same team. Off racing, as it were. This is crazy. Looks like ggaemo is going to try to set up a bit of a tank line across the middle here on this ginormous map. Shinee kind of loses a... mutas, Corsairs, loses the tank there a little bit unnecessarily, or a Dragoon there unnecessarily, sorry. I'm really having a bit of a hard time keeping everybody's names and races they're playing straight because this is nutso. Disruption web on the way from Effort. Is she just going mass Corsair? You can kind of get away with it in team games is the thing. In a 1v1, you never want to do that just because then if all you have are Corsairs, then a bunch of Lings show up and kill you. Look at this. Take that, Siege Tank. We do hardly any damage to you, but if we outnumber you 47-1, it's going to work out just fine. Thanks. Robotic Support Bay is on the way from Mong. He knows the power of Reaver drops as a Terran player. He wants to feel that power himself today. And look, I say this every time I cast a game where somebody's off racing. You don't get to be the name. You don't get to be a super well name in Brood War unless you're good with all 3 races. Like you don't get to be well known as a name as Effort if you suck with Protoss, right? It's just you play StarCraft enough, you play all of the races enough, you play the other races to understand the matchups for your main race. Right? I've seen a lot of recommendations for people saying, how do I get better at ZVT or PVT or something like that? It's like, well, play the other side of it, right? Kind of see what's capable from the other side of that matchup, and then that will help you understand it from your side of the matchup a little bit better. Carrier's on the way from Effort. Never mind, he is not going pure Corsair at all. He's going to try to get some mutas out. Disruption web on a cannon! Ah! Disruption webs on cannons! Not seen as often. Maybe as often as the original creators of Disruption Web intended. But we got it, man. I mean, the duration was nerfed with one of the first patches. These mutas, there's not a ton of them. There's 8. They're doing all right. They got +1 attack. Oh my gosh, killing that Reaver would be... They're going to get it. Yeah, they sacrificed a couple Mutalisks to kill that Reaver. Beautiful, beautiful. Worth it on that for sure. Stork's down to 22 drones. Not feeling happy about that. A lot of people are closer to 40 here. Tyson's struggling on worker count, but he's zerging it up, and he's been really aggressive with mutas and lings today, so that's why his economy is kind of struggling. And he's only on 2 bases as well. So yeah, we've been seeing different groups expanding down this right side. We've got Shinee taking a base down the left side. We've got ggaemo taking a base down the right side. Oh, trying to expand over here is YSC, but there are some spider mines blocking that, unfortunately. Valkyrie count. Pretty big, actually, here from YSC. What is... More disruption web muta crazy stuff here, man. Look at these mutas are like, my gosh, having Corsair friends is the best. You can just kill cannons without a worry in our... Oh my gosh. We're worrying our souls at all. And then the Scourge come in and the Corsair ball is just like, no. We have +1 here. Scourge. Hey, they got a Corsair. They did it. They killed a single Corsair. Good on them. Look at all this dead airspace on the northern part of this map. That is so much dead airspace to hide out in. Like, way too much dead airspace. Why is there so much dead airspace? Goodness. Alright, so kind of fortifying this base down here of Barracks. You know what would be really good here is some mech. Generally good in all matchups, it turns out. So you might as well do it. It's usually what happens in team games where all 3 races are represented. The Terran will just go mech because, yeah, you can make Marine, Firebat, Medic work for you against enemy Protoss for a certain amount of time, but then Storm and Reaver start coming out and then you're dead. So if you're trying to go for like some kind of a crazy rush, sure, you can do that. But if you just want to play for a longer game, just starting out with mech, it'll work against everyone you're playing. No questions asked. Going to be fine against Terran Zerg. Oh my gosh. And Protoss. Especially Protoss, right? So, man, Stork just trying to make this Scourge thing work against these Corsairs, and it's not really working all that well. I don't know what these Overlords are doing here. They're not really providing any detection. I guess they're hiding. Scourge trying to connect on these mutas. These mutas straight up fighting with Dragoons. +1 attack versus +1 attack here. But hey, why not? Muta stacking is an art form, and both Dragoons go down. Mutas respond here from Stork, but not really enough. What is going on? The middle, we've kind of set up the middle here, haven't we? Spider mines, siege tanks on both sides, vultures hanging out. We're just, okay. The Reaver drop is negated by a disruption web and a second disruption web. Oh my gosh, this is insane. The Reaver is getting absolutely bodied by vultures because Disruption Web was supporting. Disruption Web is such a good unit. Holy crap. That was awesome. A Dragoon's up here too from Mong. Not getting a whole lot of work done. There's still mutas. Yeah, still mutas. But now there are Scourge chasing and the Valkyries. Oh, they come in to try to shut that down. My gosh, this map is so small. Carrier count for effort is getting pretty big. Obviously, there's Scourge tech to deal with them. There's going to be Dragoons to deal with the carriers, too. That's going to be nice. Okay, I think we've officially split this map in half. Oh, no, hang on. Team left side is taking the smiley face at this southern position here at 6 o'clock. If they can hold on to both of these bases and prevent the enemy from getting them, that would be huge. That would be pretty much game-winning for team left side here. Stork, Mong, Barracks, and Shinee. Yeah, my brain says Stork and does not say Zerg. I can tell you that much. Ah, the Scourge, no connections. No connections at all. Why? Poor Scourge. This is just Sky Toss at its greatest. Do have an attempt to push on the right side here from Shinee, make it even worse for team right side. Just kind of using his Dragoons with 1-1 to push in and fight against tanks. And my gosh, this Disruption Web carrier stuff is brilliant. I think Scourge got a carrier there. That was neat. That was totally fine, I guess. Wow. More Muta versus Muta stuff up north. Stork fleeing for his life. here. Oh, some DTs. I heard DT. What? Oh, here he is. And he's evaporated. So there's a DT from Mong down here. Mong has been doing drops. And he's been doing DT stuff. A couple Dragoons show up, but the carriers have to pull back. There aren't 12 of them. There are only 7, but, you know, 7 with Corsair support is going to be pretty good. This little... Ah, there we go. See, here's another attempt. That's an attempt at a storm drop. Way up here at the north. But Tyson's got his mutas and overlords up here to scout it out and shut that down before it gets anything done at all. Yeah, dead in the dead air space. It seems appropriate, doesn't it? Ah, look, it's expanding here. Looks like it's Barracks. Barracks doing a great job expanding. The southern half of the map is not as battleful as the northern half of the map. It's a nice quiet little run for these guys. Carriers, again, the support of Disruption Web is so good here. It is so good here because the Goliaths are negated when they're inside. Ah, well, that's our thumbnail, I would say. Awesome. Just pure awesomeness here. So I don't know. This carrier group from Effort is actually making some nice headway in the team left side. Look at all that disruption web. On the tanks, too, so you can get your tanks set up in a better position. This is nuts. And still more Muta stuff. Muta versus Muta stuff up here. Team left side versus team right side. Stork and Tyson going at it for our entertainment for sure. So, team left side's got this base. No real income coming from it, though. Carrier died. That was a carrier death sound. The control on these Dragoons and these Goliaths is pretty good. Do the Corsairs have enough energy for more disruption web? It doesn't seem like they do. There are scans going up all over the place. There's an observer from Mong here. That's why he's been able to get successful drops off. Is because of that detection. So, the good news is pushing left is nice for team right side, but they haven't really been able to shut down any of the bases that team left has. So, team right side, if they're going to do this, needs to hold on to their bases for one. Gosh, these Mutalisks from... Yeah, these are Tyson Mutalisks here. We're just going to fight it. 1-1 upgrades versus 2 Carapace plus 1 upgrades from Stork, but he has to pull back, I guess, due to numbers? Okay, so this base, which represents an imbalance in income, is dead, but that just kind of puts us back on equal footing, right? You actually need to kill this base or this base if you're going to take a lead here from team right side. We are just continuing to send tanks down. ggaemo's been in the house. This Muta stuff, this harassment, honestly, from Tyson has been insanely good. It's completely shut down this base of Barracks. Every time Stork tries to get in there and shut it down, he's not able to do it, despite having the better upgrades. It's just got to be a question of number. Yeah, and control, I suppose. How good is your Muta stacking here, Stork? Right? Versus Tyson. So that's funny. It's 2 Protoss players trying to Muta stack against each other. Yeah, more disruption web is up. This is storm everywhere. Zealots from the top side trying to come down here. This is Shinee joining the party. Bringing his Dragoons down, trying to shut down this advance from team right side. And again, in particular, Effort's Sky Toss efforts. Lol. This is definitely just abject chaos in every possible way. What a fantastic, fantastic game. We got a best of 5 earlier this week featuring Flash and Rain, and now we have this 4v4 Pro League game RJB also sent in. We are eating good this week from RJB. So good. All right, once again, no upgrade advantage at all for Tyson here. Okay, he is being shoved away to his side of the map, though, so that's good. Got more disruption web carrier shenanigans here. The tanks obviously kind of suck at getting out of it, but Dragoons can fairly easily stutter step their way to a position where they can actually shoot their guns, which would be nice. More carriers on the way. Effort says, no, I know how good this unit is. I see it win games all the time. But Corsairs don't have infinite energy. Although, it kind of seems like they do, doesn't it? Scourge, nice flank. Coming in from an alternate angle, and oh, the carrier count is getting... Ow, another one goes down. There's only 2 remaining here. This is crazy stuff. Is there just more? No, the Muta stuff seems to be done up here now. Oh, there we go. Storm drop right side. 4 kills and 6 kills apiece on that storm drop from Mong. The dark blue is a little hard to see on the map, and there's always an observer here. So my brain sees the blue and kind of just assumes it's an observer, but nope, that was storm drop. This is a 3-kill Zealot. Good job by you, buddy. Robert the Zealot stuff. Check out merch at falconpaladin.store. We ship anywhere except North Korea. We shipped to somebody in, I think we did Mongolia once. That was crazy. But it is doable. Okay, still nobody taking these bases. Again, hard to hold. You got this back area to worry about. You can set up tanks here and here, so it is hard to hold. Nobody's close to maxed out. This is how nonstop crazy pants this has been. Okay, we're actually just going to follow this drop, because I don't think I've done that with Mong yet, and he's been doing river drops and storm drops and DT drops, and I've just kind of been ignoring him largely until I see the aftermath. Okay! That'll do! That'll do, pig! That knocks effort down to 20 total probes at 21 minutes. Meanwhile, left side making some kind of a push across the southern section of the map here. Disruption web, not enough to cover all of these. +3 attack siege tanks. Carrier count replenished. There were 2 of them. Now we're back up to 7. Mutas from Tyson jumping on these tanks, maybe trying to pick off some of the Goliaths too while they're moving because of the disruption web. The placement is so sick. This is awesome. We need more of these. We need more of these. RJB, we gotta have them, man. Okay, so I just want to point out, nobody's lost any of their normal bases they're supposed to have on this map. They're supposed to split it in half, right? Each team gets an equal number of bases. It's fine. But what I'd like to see is somebody take these, or somebody kill one of these established bases, which is not easy to do. As we're pointing out, more storm droppage over here. Bam! Taking YSC down to 39 SCVs, which doesn't sound that bad when you say it that way. Yo, 73 supply. The winner right now is actually Shinee at 113 total supply. He's got his Dragoons. They're good against pretty much everything here. They'll trade well against Carriers and Corsairs and Mutalisks to a certain extent. So why not? Just a ton of these Dragoons firing all over the place. But I got to point out, bases do start to get mined out here. In about another 10 minutes or so, and the income that's not this income is going to start to go away. But for everybody, right? Although, I don't know. Look at all, there's still a bunch of minerals here in the main base of Stork because, well, his drones are missing from this position because, hey, look at that. Shinee's been up here. I mean, Tyson has been up here with his mutas causing problems. The Corsairs are like, oh, we can kill stuff? We don't just have to be disruption web dispensing machines? That's nice. I'm glad to hear that. Man, more harassment here from Stork, though. It's a 2-kill muta. Fine. But yeah, 14 drones are remaining here from Tyson. Not a good place to be for anyone. Zergs can kind of get away with it a little bit more. Man, is this High Templar still alive? Nope. YSC showed up and shut that thing down. Muta's actually just kind of laying waste. A counterattack here from Tyson. He's been over here a lot today. With his 2 Carapace plus 1 attack Mutas, he's going to try to wipe out an entire nexus of Mongs and easily gets it. A ton of Hydras show up from Stork and say, get out of here. We are 0-0 Hydras, but there are more of us than there are of you. Base alive, base alive. Just trying to keep an eye on these expansion bases and see how well they do. Dark Archon energy upgrade. Argus Talisman is on the way from Mong. Maybe a little mind control. All right, this is a base. This is an important base to stay alive for Barracks. He has to lift it. He's got to run a bunch of his SCVs. He's got 42 of them remaining. These tanks are going to be dealt with by Zealots. They're going to force a retreat at the very least. Is this just more? My gosh, how are we making Mutalisks this good at this stage of the game? Tyson is killing it. He's got the support of a ton of Corsairs in here, too. These are, I mean, they're efforts, Corsairs, because he's the only person making them at this point. Nice burrow on those drones. That's a smart play. Tyson knows how good burrow is. More disruption web on top of cannons. The Mutas are like, these are the easiest cannon kills we've ever had in our entire lives. Could not be happier about this. No Scourge. Get out. Get out of here. Down here, we've also got Tyson doing all sorts of storm drops and zealot drops and trying to shut down the income in the bottom right from YSC. He can't be happy about that. Mutas are dying because some of these cannons have not been disruption webbed, which is just shameful. Truly shameful behavior. They want to get, I mean, might as well get the Templar Archives, but going after Probe seems good too. Hydra, all right, here we go. This is a Dragoon Siege Tank Goliath Hydra push from Team Left Side, working together. Great teamwork here. They're going to run into +3 Siege Tanks from both ggaemo and YSC, though. So I don't know about these 1-1 Hydras getting a lot of work done here. Not with the tanks shelling on them this hard. My gosh, they're just kind of standing here in tank range attacking interceptors. That's not going to work out for you guys. Not at all, Stork. I'm sorry. Yeah, now you know. Now you know how good Hydras are in this situation. Not great. 7 kills, 9 kills on that siege tank. My gosh. And then some Zealots wander in, trigger some Spider Mines. Try to kill a bunch of those dudes as well, but the push continues. The push did not manage to get down here to the south, but they are kind of setting up on this right side bridge. Retaking his base here as Mong, but I mean, yeah, he's mined out over here. He was not able to expand down to the south either. He's been going for kind of low econ, high impact drop play and letting his teammates go for the more massing style. Seems like that was definitely planned out in advance. I love putting the High Templar on this high ground. Oh, that's so good. And there's nothing for him to storm because these are all his friends. So we're just going to pick him up. There you go. Storming some tanks is how you want to do it. Nice. Nicely done. That is a High Templar. He doesn't have any kills, but he bruised up those tanks quite nicely of ggaemos. What do the numbers tell us? Mason, 45, 31, 96, and 88 total supply. 102, 170, 108. It looks like Team Right Side has better supply as they do kind of push this attack back the other direction. This is crazy. Nobody's really been able to take the 6 o'clock. This has been so evenly matched. So good that no team's really been able to roll it here. Hey, our first Dark Swarm of the day. The Zergs have been making Mutas and Hydras and Scourge, oh my, but not really much of. Nice Scourge hits. Oh, carrier count down to 4 for effort. Mong taps out, which makes sense because he's mined out. He's at 23 supply, and his team decides to follow suit. Mong, Stork, Barracks, and Shinee all tap out, which means, yeah, effort taps out too. He knows he's won. Our winners today in 28 minutes. ggaemo, effort, Tyson, and YSC. Woo! You think maybe having 2 Terrans on the same team was a bit of an advantage on this map? Again, a lot of places for Terran to put their tanks and fire across walls, right? These walls here too. Bridges, I mean, they're giant bridges. It's not like it's a narrow choke you have to worry about, but still, tanks are pretty good in that situation as well. Effort, playing Protoss with a beautiful Disruption Web carrier Corsair style. That was just, it was magnifique. C'est magnifique, c'est terrible for all of his enemies too. And they never really did kill any bases, did they? Oh, there's some Guardians here. Hey, look at this, everyone. Tyson has some Guardians. So he all basically wiped out this base. We'll give him credit for wiping out this base. So that's another reason that team left side bailed, was because of these Guardians that were made at the 28-minute mark with, 2 carapace plus 1 attack. That's what he's had forever. Yeah, so Effort gets a lion's share of this win. The tank support being brought in by YSC was awesome as well. And then our guy Tyson just being an absolute menace with Skyzerg today. A lot of the time with the support of Corsairs, yes, but a lot of times on his own, just winning battles against enemy mutaballs. Try to bring in here by Stork, right? That was incredible. And yeah, Mong's efforts to slow down the economy of the enemy was not quite enough. Not quite enough. He kind of had a timer on his effectiveness anyway. Once he was mined out of 2 bases, he really couldn't contribute that much. And once that happens, well, by golly, you're sort of on a 3v4 scenario. And this game's been so close that one player dropping out kind of just indicates the end, right? Though, let me see. Effort, he taps, so his stuff is showing up as blue on the map. He's still mining from this second base of his, and he's still got minerals in his main, too, though albeit not many. Did he get a 3rd base today? No way. Did he straight up 2 base Corsair carrier this thing? He doesn't have this base, or this base, or this base. He wasn't given this base. ggaemo got these ones. I don't know. I guess. So, gas concerns are the biggest one here, right? If you're trying to go carrier, you probably want 3 gas, but you can make it work. Yeah, 3 Stargates on 2 gas. I've done it myself in team games of StarCraft before. You can do it. You're not going to max out on carriers, which is what happened here, right? The most he had at any one time is maybe 7 or 8. He wasn't rolling with 2 control groups of 12, right? So that explains it. He didn't have necessarily the economy for it. He did make a lot of Corsairs, though, and those guys aren't free. Yeah, just overall, Team Left Side did not get enough Scourge connections on either the Corsairs or the Carriers to get them the win. Mong ran out of steam. Barracks, yeah, he's meching it. He's got his siege tanks, but he's dealing with 2 players on the other side that also have the tanks. It's kind of a 2v1 TVT scenario, which is going to be tough to control ground when the enemy has twice as many tanks as you can make. Good effort here, too, from Shinee with his Protoss. Excellent display of using Dragoons and Zealots, the backbone of the Protoss army, trying to deal with these carriers, trying to deal with the tanks and everything else, helping against the Mutalisks, too, but not quite able to get it done. So just overall, everybody having a great time. ggaemo doing his traditional mechy stuff. We talked about effort a whole lot. YSC, just siege tanks, man. In team games, they're worth their weight in gold. And I think we gave enough props to effort as well. So fantastic, super chaotic, super fun game. Hit that like button if you enjoyed that one. I'm going to epic tag that for sure. Tons and tons and tons and tons of fun. All right, so end of the day here. Who got the highest point total? It was, effort, 189,000 points. ggaemo right behind him at 186. 179 from Barracks, 177 from YSC. And surprisingly, Tyson is way down here, but he did a lot with what he had. Who killed the most units? Stork did. Nice job, Zerging Stork. Way out producing everybody, rather. And the Barracks killed the most stuff. Surprising. I didn't necessarily assume that'd be the case. Structures raised. Yep. Tyson killing a ton of cannons and turrets in his day. And then overall, the resources number, it looks... Oh, was my sound off there? It was off. What the heck? Junk. Okay, let's get the chunk in here. Junk. Excellent. So yeah, Barracks outspending everybody. Nicely done. Just, man, steady production, steady expanding, steady tank positioning, and that was what the team needed to win. Awesome. Really awesome stuff. And yeah, 2 Zerg players at the bottom here. Getting outspent by most of the other players is tough. That's a tough look for Zergs. You really got to be effective on low econ. It's going to be hard to outspend your opponents on a map like this. So, GG, man. That was awesome and excellent. And fetch and bussin'. We're just going to use all sorts of different slang from all different eras of the English slang. Far out, groovy. All right, neat. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw, what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.